Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please hit the subscribe, now this start video. In the thrilling and ever-evolving world of Chicago Fire, few characters have experienced as much growth and development as Joe Cruz. What began as a relatable, often humorous firefighter has transformed into a multi-dimensional character grappling with profound personal and professional challenges. In the spring premiere of Season 13, Episode 9, titled A Favor, the show takes fans on a nostalgic and heart-wrenching journey, revisiting a haunting moment from Cruz's past, a moment that fans of the show will remember from the very first season. It's a plotline that brings back vivid memories of Cruz's time with the firehouse and his involvement in a dark, secretive event that continues to shape his character to this day. The storyline centers around the unrelenting pressure that Cruz faces in the present. He is confronted with a choice that harkens back to a life-altering decision he made years ago. When the plot involving a robbery begins to spiral out of control, it becomes a metaphorical and literal crisis for Cruz. His involvement in a dangerous situation forces him to revisit a past mistake, one that might just come back to haunt him. In Season 1, Cruz made a choice that led to the death of Junior Polenko and the abandonment of a man named Flacco. Now, years later, Cruz finds himself wrestling with the consequences of that fateful decision. Will he finally be held accountable, or will he once again find a way to cover up his past? Actor Joe Minoso, who has portrayed Joe Cruz since the show's inception, recently opened up in an interview with CBR about his thoughts on this deeply personal plotline and what it means to revisit the traumatic events of Cruz's early years on the force. Minoso's candid reflection offers insights not only into his character's journey, but also his own growth as an actor over the years. When the show first aired, Cruz was an easy character to love, a loyal, funny, and relatable firefighter with a heart of gold. However, as the show evolved, Cruz was shown to have a more complex backstory, and some of the darker aspects of his past came to the surface. One such aspect is his role in the death of Flacco, a man he was involved with during a period that remains a source of guilt for him. It was a moment that Chicago Fire fans have not forgotten, and it is clear that the writers have returned to this dark chapter of Cruz's past for a reason. In the interview, Minoso revealed his thoughts upon learning that the show would revisit the Flacco storyline. It was definitely a surprise, he admitted, but I think it's really important for Cruz's character to confront his past in this way. He went on to explain how revisiting such a significant moment serves as a reminder of how far Cruz has come since those early days. As Minoso pointed out, Cruz is no longer the carefree and somewhat impulsive character he was in Season 1. The decision to explore his past in this way shows the growth of both the character and the actor. Minoso noted that Cruz is now in a very different place in life. With a wife and child, Cruz has far more to lose than he did in his younger days. I think the stakes are much higher now, Minoso said, speaking to Cruz's evolution as a character. He's a family man now. He has people who depend on him, and that changes everything. This past mistake is something that could threaten everything he's built. It's clear that Cruz is now more introspective and aware of the consequences of his actions. However, that doesn't mean he's out of the woods. As the episode unfolds, Cruz is faced with the fear that his past could resurface and jeopardize his future. The significance of the Flacco storyline in Chicago Fire's broader narrative cannot be overstated. It was a pivotal moment that shaped Cruz's character in ways that fans may not have fully realized at the time. For Minoso, revisiting this past provides a unique opportunity to explore the lasting impact of that event. There are so many vivid memories that come with revisiting Flacco's death, he said. It's not just a plot point from the past. It's something that's still weighing on Cruz. Over the years, Joe Cruz has evolved significantly. Initially seen as a lighter character, often providing comic relief in the midst of the chaos that surrounds the firehouse, Cruz has grown into someone much more multifaceted. His journey has seen him confront loss, guilt, and profound responsibility. It's a journey that Minoso has embraced wholeheartedly. For Minoso, it has been rewarding to see Cruz's character transform. He believes that the show's writers have done an excellent job of fleshing out Cruz's story over the years. In the earlier seasons, Cruz was often seen as the funny guy, but that's not all there is to him. He's much more than just comic relief. Minoso shared. Over time, we've seen him take on more serious storylines, and I think that's really been one of the most rewarding aspects of playing him. As Cruz matures, he finds himself in more weighty situations. The balance between his personal and professional lives has become a central theme of his arc. With his marriage to Chloe and the birth of their child, Cruz's priorities have shifted. Minoso acknowledged that these changes have allowed him to explore new dimensions of the character. It's not just about the firehouse anymore. It's about protecting my family, ensuring their safety, and dealing with the pressure that comes with that, he said. Cruz has had to grow up in a way that I think people can relate to. In revisiting Cruz's past with Flaco, the writers not only bring back an old storyline, but also push the character into a new phase of his emotional growth. The exploration of guilt, redemption, and responsibility adds layers to Cruz that viewers might not have expected when they first met him. One of the most poignant aspects of Cruz's journey has been his relationship with his family, especially his brother Leon. In the latest season, Leon's involvement in the storyline deepens the connection between the two brothers and highlights the impact that Cruz's past has on those closest to him. In Season 13, Cruz's past actions don't only affect him but also his loved ones, especially Leon, who plays a pivotal role in helping Cruz navigate this difficult time. Minoso teased that the relationship between Cruz and Leon would continue to evolve as the season progresses. Leon is a big part of this storyline, and it's really interesting to see how these two brothers deal with something that is so deeply personal. Minoso said, Cruz has spent a lot of time trying to protect his family, but now he's forced to confront something that could potentially hurt them. The role of family and the tension that arises from Cruz's past choices promises to be a compelling thread in the story, one that will undoubtedly resonate with viewers who have followed the character's growth over the years. For fans of the One Chicago franchise, there is another exciting development on the horizon: the long-awaited crossover event involving Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med. While crossovers are always thrilling events for fans, they also present unique challenges for the actors involved. With it being years since the last crossover, Minoso admitted that it took some time to shake off the rust and remember the logistics involved in these massive events. You have to remember that each show has its own set of rules, its own rhythms, Minoso said. When you're working with people from different shows, it's not just about showing up and doing your part. There's a lot of coordination and timing involved. Despite the challenges, Minoso expressed excitement about the opportunity to collaborate with the other One Chicago shows again. It's always fun to see the different characters interact with each other. There's a real sense of camaraderie, and the stakes feel higher when you're all working together. As for Cruz's role in the crossover, Minoso remained tight-lipped but hinted that fans should expect plenty of action and drama. There's going to be a lot going on, he teased. It's going to be a roller coaster for sure. As Chicago Fire moves further into Season 13, the question remains, will Cruz finally face the music for his past choices, or will he once again find a way to cover up his mistakes? It's clear that the show is setting the stage for a pivotal moment in Cruz's journey, a moment that could have lasting repercussions not only for him, but also for his family and the firehouse as a whole. For Joe Minoso, playing Cruz has been a rewarding experience that has allowed him to explore the many facets of a character who has been through so much. I've loved every moment of playing Cruz, Minoso said. It's a character who's grown in ways that I never imagined when we started. I'm excited for what's to come, and I hope the fans will continue to be along for the ride. As Cruz confronts the demons of his past and navigates the challenges of his present, one thing is certain: his journey is far from over, and the future holds even more emotional and dramatic twists ahead.